Hello everyone, welcome to this module. In this module we are going to discuss the basics of intrusion detection and prevention. We're going to understand what is intrusion, what do we mean by intrusion detection, what is intrusion detection system or IDS, what is intrusion prevention, and what we mean by intrusion prevention system or IPS. As you know that security threats over the years have become more and more complicated, they have become more and more intelligent, and the attackers have started attacking in a more sophisticated way on our IT assets or on our IT systems. Therefore, the traditional concepts or the traditional methods of protecting our networks from simple malware like virus, treating or protecting our systems from simple viruses, that's no more valid. We need to have complicated solutions whereby we can protect our entire systems from the more modern and more sophisticated attacks that are happening in our networks these days. In order to understand what those attacks are, let us take a look at the concept of the basics of network intrusion. Then we'll look at intrusion detection systems, and finally we'll take a look at intrusion prevention system. As I just mentioned, traditionally the network attacks or the traditional threats to our infrastructure was generally based on the viruses, which would be random malware or random programs which could disturb the normal operation of our infrastructure. However, those were simple programs which could be detected and which could be prevented from entering our network easily, or preventing our systems, prevented from entering our systems fairly easily. However, the attacks that are happening these days, these are much more complicated attacks and they are difficult to handle. Those attacks include the hacker attacks with clear malicious intent. Their purpose is not to cause a simple disruption or ordinary disruption. Their purpose is to steal data or to get business benefits out of attacking our networks or gaining access to our networks. DOS attacks, which are used for disrupting or leaving our system and our infrastructure unserviceable or inaccessible in certain cases. Viruses and malwares are once again used for coordinated attacks on our systems, and the poor sense of security is another issue which we see, that because the types of attacks have increased so much, it is becoming increasingly difficult for the security professionals or the network security personnel to protect the network against all these different types of attacks. So the overall situation is that because of the changing landscape of network intrusions or network attacks, it is becoming increasingly more difficult for the network administrators and the security administrators to protect the network assets against all these types of attacks. And all these types of attacks can happen through intruders or attackers entering our systems or intruding into our systems. For that, we need to understand what exactly is intrusion. By definition, intrusions are unauthorized attempts to access the resources of information system or tamper with system data and paralyze the systems. The purpose of these attacks is going to be one of the three factors which we discussed earlier, called CIA, which means confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So whenever there's an intrusion into our network or into our system, the purpose is going to be either to compromise the confidentiality or the integrity or the availability of our systems. So our job is to make sure that these three important aspects of our systems remain intact and they are not compromised under any intrusion or under any attack. If you look at the typical intrusion behavior, the typical intrusion behavior would involve or include tampering with the web pages of any web asset or web property, cracking system passwords, copying and viewing sensitive data. So these are all types of or results of intrusion. Whenever there's an intrusion, there will be one of these things would be happening, or the purpose would be to do one of these things: obtaining user passwords using network sniffing tools, accessing a server without authorization, obtaining raw packets by using sniffing tools or special hardware, and implanting Trojan horses on hosts so that backdoors can be created and those hosts can be accessed later on for malicious purposes. The common types of intrusions are given here, and what are they affecting, whether they are affecting the confidentiality or integrity or availability of our system. That's given here. We've already looked at this piece of information at this slide, so I won't dwell too much on this one and we'll move forward. In order to understand intrusion prevention better, we need to understand a couple of concepts or a couple of terminologies. One of them is the vulnerabilities or the security vulnerabilities. We need to understand what vulnerability is and how can security vulnerabilities in our systems end in intrusion, and intrusions can end in either compromise of confidentiality or integrity or availability. If we look at security vulnerabilities, vulnerabilities are the defects or weaknesses in any of the IT infrastructure, whether it's hardware or software or protocols or even the processes that we are running. If there is a flaw in the IT processes or the security processes that we have implemented in our infrastructure, that could also result in a vulnerability, or that could be a potential threat which attackers could use for gaining access to our system or for intrusion into our system, that's what we call exploit. So vulnerabilities could be exploited by the attackers, by the intruders. So vulnerabilities affect a wide range of software and hardware devices, including the operating system, support software, routers and firewalls. So we need to make sure that our systems are free from vulnerabilities, or if there are vulnerabilities, we make sure that those vulnerabilities cannot be exploited by the attackers. Different software devices, hardware devices, systems, or same systems with different settings have different security vulnerabilities. So depending upon the software or hardware that we are using, every software or hardware could have its own vulnerabilities, and vulnerabilities are announced, assessed and discovered from time to time. It's an ongoing process. Therefore, we have to make sure that we stay ahead of our game and we know what vulnerabilities are there and how we can protect ourselves against those vulnerabilities. The second concept that we need to understand is that of viruses. Viruses are malicious programs or malicious code that can be run on our systems, and it can damage our systems, and it can also help or facilitate in providing access to our systems. For example, in the case of Trojan horses, these are kind of viruses which can be used by attackers for intruding into our systems. So this is a brief background about what intrusion is and what tools can be, what is the nature of intrusion, what is the purpose of intruding into the system, and what are some of the concepts associated with intrusion into IT infrastructures. Now let's take a look at the IDS, the basic concept of IDS. What is intrusion detection and what is an intrusion detection system? This intrusion detection means the capability or the ability of an IT, of a security team to detect the intrusion that is happening into the system. This is done through can be done through various software or hardwares, and those softwares or hardwares are called the intrusion detection systems. This could either be a software or it could be the hardware or a combination of both, of course, that is used for detecting the intrusion into an IT infrastructure, into a network. IDS or intrusion detection system can be either a host-based intrusion detection system or it could be a network-based intrusion detection system. If you look at the network-based intrusion detection system as compared to a host-based intrusion detection system, which means that IDS or network-based IDS is configured or installed on the network, whereas host-based IDS is installed on the server, or whatever device, whatever host we are trying to protect. Could either be a server or even a workstation as well. So it is installed on the server for protecting that individual server. That is the host-based IDS. whereas the network-based IDS provides several advantages over host-based IDS. This is the network-based IDS, and the host-based IDS would be running somewhere here, probably on the server. The advantages of network-based IDS over host-based IDS is that network-based IDS provides us with fast monitoring, good invisibility, which means that it is difficult to detect by the attackers. The attackers can easily detect if an IDS is running or host-based IDS is running on the server. The attackers can check that and modify their attacks accordingly. It provides us wide monitoring view because it is configured or installed in the network. It can cover more types of traffic as compared to host-based IDS, which can only detect the attacks that are happening on an individual server. We need few monitors. In this case, we need an IDS on each of the servers, but in case of network IDS, we can configure or we can install one IDS to detect all kinds of intrusions that are happening inside the network. So the scope of this IDS is wider, therefore we need few of these monitors. It is difficult to do evidence transfer, which means that if there is any evidence on the server about an attack, it's easy to remove that evidence from the server. However, if it's on the network or on the IDS under the control of the security team, it is difficult to transfer or move that evidence. It is independent from the operating system. Here the IDS is dependent upon the operating system. Here it is independent of the operating system, and it is not consuming the resources on the protected devices. It's a dedicated device, and it is not consuming the resources on the protected device or of the server in this case. If we want to understand what an IDS is like, if we compare an IDS or if we compare a network or an IT infrastructure to an ordinary physical protection of an infrastructure, there are different components of the infrastructure. So the IDS is like a surveillance camera, which is keeping an eye on everything that is happening across the infrastructure, across the network. And if there is any unusual behavior, if there is any threat to our system, or if anyone is trying to intrude into our network or into our infrastructure, it will immediately know, and it can notify the network administrator or the security administrator about the possible intrusion that is about to happen or that is happening. So its operation or its role is very similar to the role of a surveillance camera in a network. So this is a basic introduction about intrusions and intrusion system, network intrusion system. In the next video, we are going to look at the different concepts and principles of intrusion detection and look at the devices of intrusion detection system or IDS and the IPS a little bit more detail. So see you in the next video. Thank you.